Hello and welcome to the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2017. We are in St Gallen, situated south of Lake Constance in the northern eastern part of Switzerland. It's home to the Abbey of St Gall, a monastery of various architectural styles. The main industry here is in textiles, which forms an important part of local trade. The championships are hosted in the Ice Sports Centre, more commonly used for ice hockey, but for the next few days it will be hosting these championships. And the first game will be between Norway and Russia. Inside the Ice Sports Centre, I am Kenny Edwards, and I'm joined by the 2002 Olympic gold medalist Rona Howie. So here are Team Norway. At lead is Havard van Pedersen. At second, it is Christopher Sva. At third, it is Torgen Nergard. And the skip, Thomas Ulsrud. So, Team Russia, Evgeny Klimov at lead, and at second, Artur Razbov, and third, Artem Shmakov, and the skip, Alexei Timofeev. Other teams participating: Austria, Germany, Italy, Netherlands, and our feature game between Norway and Russia, Scotland, Switzerland, Slovakia and Sweden. So elsewhere we see Sweden take on Austria, Germany versus Slovakia, Scotland take on Italy, and the host nation Switzerland take on the Netherlands. So just about to get underway, and it will be Norway playing the red stones, Russia the yellow. And I'll introduce my partner for the week, Rona. How do you think this one is going to go?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup for the first game. First game of a championship's always a bit nervy for a lot of teams, but Norway are very, very experienced. So I'm sure they'll come out fighting from the word go. It's a fairly less experienced Russian team, so I think this one's definitely Norway's experience will shine through at the start.
So what would you be expecting from Team Norway to get this game going? Would you expect an aggressive start?
Yeah, I think you can see there with the first stone that Norway put up a centre guard, so they're willing to take the game on from the start. So asking the question of Russia to know what their draw weight is from the off and get round the guards, because certainly Norway will attack round these guards as soon as they can.
Yeah, this is Evgeny Klimov, the lead, and a really nice draw.
That's a great shot. They've had some practice time on the ice before the game, so they've all been able to find that draw weight so that they know it as soon as they start the game.
This is a long-time lead for Norway. Havard van Pedersen. So there we see the rules of play in the round-robin stages. Minimum of 6 ends in 38 minutes thinking time and 1 60-second time out.
Личная линия. Только вес. Линия супер. Без флипа пока. Контроль. Без флипа фриз. Много линий. Поднять. Много линий. Отличная линия. Отличная линия.
It's so important for the leads to find that draw weight early on in the game, just to set up the end. And these leads certainly have come out doing what their scouts asked them to do.
Would you expect this type of play from both teams in the first end of a championships?
From Norway, yes, because they've got the experience, but Russia have been kind of, I suppose, pulled into this style of play because Norway put up that centre guard to start with. So it's asking the question, and certainly Russia played, the Leeds played 2 very good shots.
Yeah, so Christopher Svat. This one looks as if it's coming up very short.
Yeah, they're all looking slightly puzzled at that one. It was Russia's lying shot. But the key here is Russia's got last stone, so they want to try and score more than one here. So they're now thinking they need to be able to build up ahead to try and get 2.
So Artur Razabov, 28-year-old. Just looking to move things around ever so slightly.
Played that well. He was hoping his shooter would just stay in at on the wing, but unfortunately it just rolled out. But lies too nicely behind the centre.
50 hjørn! Da kan vi like en pile eller doble. Spill pil, du sa. Altså enten det eller liksom vant på meg. 50% hjørn!
So you can see the communication there with the skip and the player in the hack. They're just explaining what weight he wants him to play and what shot he's looking for. So Norway playing a bit of weight at this one to try and remove both stones. Just caught the guard and no more.
Yeah, difficult start for Christopher Svat. See this one again, just ever so slightly. Catches the red, misses the 2 yellows in the house. Not a great start for Team Norway.
No, it's just unfortunate as if Christopher's first stone there came up way shorter than they all were expecting, so I think they were still puzzled about that one, but at least they cleared the guard there, and you know, that was his second option if he wasn't going to get the stones in the house. Make sure you clear the front. But it gives Russia that opportunity. You know, they've got last stone here, so they've still got cover out front to come round behind and build up an end.
Hvor er den, tror jeg?
OK. Trummålet. Treffer der, da. Kjapp eller hår, in eller out.
So at what point do you think Thomas Olsrud and Team Norway are going to get a little bit nervous about these 3 Russian stones?
I think with the years of experience that they've got in the medals that they've had round their necks, I don't think they'll get nervous. I think they're certainly, they like the challenges of playing all these different shots. And nothing's going to faze this team too much.
Has he managed to remove 2 of them? Just doesn't get the second one out.
He was unlucky as well there that he's actually left the centre guard over the Russian stone. It wasn't far away from being the absolutely perfect shot, but it's, he was unlucky.
Нет, 4 за.
Садится, 8 за. 8 за бэклайн. Бэклайн вылет.
Да, 10 за, надо контакт.
Контакт можно сыграть, разводку.
Свип, Артур, свип.
This one looking a bit heavy for Russia. They were wanting to come in top of the tee to keep everything in a harder position for Norway to move, whereas now they've actually moved it out into the open a bit more to give Norway easier shot.
Tredjedel, så får du mulighet til alle. Tredjedel.
Rull nå.
Og gjør den.
Ser litt vanskelig ut egentlig bare.
Tredjedelsrett, så får du noe action bort her da. Det er ganske like greit å gjøre den.
And what Norway are very good at, Kenny, is the skip so experienced that Thomas can, you know, he knows exactly where he wants the stone to finish up. So he's looking at all options of the best place to roll here to make it harder for his opposition. So Thomas is very, very good at knowing exactly where he wants the stone to end up.
15, enig.
Ser så mye bare på innsida.
So do you know what they have agreed on with this one, Rona?
My Norwegian's not too hot, but it looks as though he wants to hit and roll off this yellow stone in behind the centre guard or over on top of the other one that's at the back of the forefoot just now, so that it leaves a harder shot for Russia. So he's not playing too big a weight, so that the roll is more important here. Yep, that's a good result. Played a nice weight there, Kenny, to be able to get that wee roll at the end.
Do you think there's enough curl on the ice yet to get around that centre guard and push the red through?
Yeah, Russia look as though they're just going to play a canny weight, as we call it. Not too big, because there's not as much curl with a bigger weight just now. The ice is still fairly new. It's the first. He's certainly got a lot of rotation on his shot here. He's jammed the Norwegian stone onto his own. That one just didn't curl as much as they thought it would there. And that's where, you know, if Thomas plays a nice wee hit and roll here again, the pressure completely turns on to Russia. Whereas, you know, you were saying earlier on, when does Norway start getting nervous when they're 3 against? But, you know, one good shot here and they can be land 2 and in a very good position. So it's amazing how an end can turn. Thomas has curled for 37 years. That's a long, long time. Gained a lot of experience.
Was that where they wanted to hit that one?
I think they were looking to roll behind the centre guard, but nosing it wasn't a bad option because it's not an easy double for Russia to lift. So Norway will be happy with that result. Because the worst thing there was he rolled too far and left a double in the reds on the other side. So nosing it was a good result for Norway. So the Russian skip will have seen the last couple of stones for Norway coming down quite straight on this side. There's not much curl with weight. This skip's, he's just curled for 9 years in comparison to Thomas's. So not got the experience, but he's certainly, you know, he was at the European Championships last year and finished 4th, so he's building on that experience. So I suppose here, Kenny, Norway are just looking to make sure that after this shot that they lie 2 to put the pressure onto Russia, force them to take a 1. So again, whether he noses this or he rolls behind the centre guard, as long as he lies 2 here. Always the same routine in the hack, very focused on the brush. So again, an anti-clockwise tap back here. It's not a big weight. Yeah, that's a good result, really. Certainly forces Russia to, he's looking at the double to see if he can score more than 1, but I think it's the first end, play the simple shot and go for your 1.
Are you a little surprised they're playing the takeout here? Draw weight, not with the shot? Or what's the thinking behind playing the hit?
Yeah, I suppose when a stone's behind the tee line in the house, it's usually easier to draw to it. But it's maybe just, it's the first end. He's maybe just happier playing a tap back to make sure he gets rid of it, because if he failed the draw, he's losing a 2 straight away. So he's just, it's not a big takeout weight, but he's found more curl at this side, but he's played it nicely.
Yeah, so Russia picking up 1 and take the lead after the first end.
Jeg syns... Ja, det hjelper det nå. Skal vi gjøre det? Ja, det gjør det. Den siste der, nå fikk jeg 2 forsøk da, for den siste der, den er kommet.
Ja.
Как станок.
Личная линия.
Underway in the second end.
Линия перевал будет. Нет, линия не перевал.
Evgeny Klimov of Russia.
Делай вес. 26 гар делай. Да.
To get the end underway. Russia playing the Yellowstones. So what's the thinking, Rona, throwing the stone short of the house?
So now this end, Russia don't have last stone, Norway do. So Russia are putting some guards up to try and force Norway to score 1 here, or even Russia to steal from Norway. So it's putting the pressure up straight away to keep the centre of the house clear. Norway want to try and keep the centre clear and build up in the corners, but Russia have got other ideas. So that's a lovely stone though from Norway to draw around right onto the button. Russia will be happy just to follow that in and build up ahead with a few stones in it.
Фристеп! Контакт, контакт! 4-6 за!
Поднять.
6 за, 6-8 за!
Нету линии.
Точно контакт? 8 за.
So this one's looking
Садится 6 за.
a wee bit heavier than the Norwegian stone did.
Все равно
Just
контакт.
going to bounce off it. Good effort though.
Сейчас сколько?
ganske likt emne for tern. 5. Ganske lik linje, gjerne venstre litt.
Harper Peterson over the years really has perfected these little delicate touch shots.
And it's so important for the lead now to be able to set up the ends the way that the skip wants to build it up. Ah, that's a beautiful shot.
Det er bedre enn å gå og se på, I hvert fall. Jeg vet ikke.
Freeze.
So now Russia have to think, what do they do? Because they were the ones that put up the guard wanting this build up behind it, so he's looking at drawing round and just freezing the Norwegian stone. So that's the perfect end start for Norway. 2 great shots from their lead.
Линия супер. Линия супер.
Только вес.
Смотри.
Только вес.
Линия чуть больше. Линия супер. Давай, Тём, фриз, разгоняй.
Давай.
До конца, давай, ближе.
So over on sheet B, it's Switzerland versus Netherlands, and Benoit Schwartz for the host nation, looking to try and take the advantage here in the first end. Looks like he's got a delicate draw for 2, looking to find a piece of the forefoot. That one pulls up right on the button, and they take the lead after one end, 2-0 over the Netherlands. Meanwhile, back with our feature game, Norway versus Russia.
Yeah, so the Russians tried to come round and they came up a wee bit short. So it's given Norway the opportunity to bring another one right round there. And they're trying to build up a plant so that if Russia ever tried to move the Norwegian stones, it would jam on their own back yellow. So I would certainly say advantage Norway at this end at the moment.
Then you can see all the other games going on in the arena. Quite a few red stones in play now, so I think Russia are just looking to maybe tidy up.
Yes, it's kind of damage limitation, as I say. The chances are that these Norwegian stones are going to jam on the back Russian one, but oh, he just caught the top guard, which again is the second best option for Russia there, to open it up a bit, but certainly the way the stones are positioned in the head just now, you can see there again he was just slightly inside and took the top guard. But the stones are very well placed for Norway just now. And Norway know that. They don't want to move that because it's in a good position for them just now.
Bare håret mindre is. Bare touch mindre is.
So where are they looking to put this one, Rona?
They were discussing there, they looked at moving the top yellow, but I think they're thinking if they can bring another one right in to sit, as you saw Thomas touching his nose, he wants this to sit right on the nose of his own red, so that plant will stay there, and it makes it difficult for Russia to hit. So his weight's looking good, they're sweeping for line. Pretty good result there. He said he wanted it in nose, but he just tickled off the top Russian stone there. His weight was great. And that's a pretty good result for Norway.
Ты меня не слышишь? Меня повалило почему-то, не знаю.
Тебя камни еще, Артур.
Ну, на сильном таким не будет.
This one's not hanging around.
No, I think you'll try and see some granite moving now. That's a very good result. Moved a lot of Norwegian granite out the way. It was probably the best he could always do, Kenny, there, because the way that Norway had left the positioning of their stones. But Norway looking to try and score 2 or more here, so they're in a position that the stones in the centre of the house there they're lying to, so they can now draw over to the wing and keep away from those 2 stones. You see the green lights on there, it means that the stone's been released before the hog line. He just wants to draw out to the wing and keep separation between their stones. So lie 3 quite nicely. So Russia looking here to raise their own yellow stone onto the Norwegian counters. Unlucky there, it just didn't curl as much as they thought, and was only able to take 1 out of the house. You see again there, they were waiting to curl a wee bit more so that they could remove both those red counters, but just took the 1. Disappointed.
Yeah, it's Artur Shmakov's first European Championships. So maybe just feeling the nerves in his first game.
Yeah, absolutely. They must be nervous. I think 2 of this Russian team, it's the first time at a European Championship, so there must be some nerves in there. Especially to play the vastly experienced Thomas Ulsrud from Norway in your first game. So Norway looking just to split the house again here. They want to try and keep as much distance between their stones as possible so that there's no doubles on easily for Russia. And that's exactly where his skip asked him for it. So really a perfect head for Norway here, lying 3 all spread out. Difficult for Russia to lift 2 stones out here.
So having watched Norway for many years, do you think that's the Norwegian strength tactically, how to construct an end?
Absolutely. You know, they've gained so much experience, and as you said earlier, the lead has really mastered the game and how to play and set up every end, and they just place the stones perfectly to cause trouble for their opposition.
Well, it does make a nice double takeout with that one. There's Thomas Lovold, coach for Team Norway.
He's looking serious at the moment. It's only the second end.
Yeah, you don't get too much of a facial expression from Thomas Lovold.
So Norway will still be quite happy. They can split the house here to lie 2, which is what their main aim here is, to score 2 or more. So you can hear there the communication between the skip and the players, because the sweepers need to know exactly where he wants it, and they have to manage it down the ice. So they're working this one hard. So what they're trying to do is level it up with the other one in the house. So it's slightly higher in the house there.
Alexander Kozayev, the coach for Team Russia.
Yeah, so there you can see the Norwegian stone just finished slightly higher up in the house than he was looking for. So there is the opportunity here for Russia to lift a double.
Yeah, expect this one to have quite a bit of pace in it.
The sweepers are keeping off it at the moment. It's maybe on the high side. So he's just nosed it. So he is lying short, so Norway have to remove that. But it certainly gives Norway that opportunity now to score 2.
Yeah, so a well-constructed end from Team Norway. Final rock for Thomas Olsrud.
Rent. Ja, vant. Ja, bare vant. Ja.
So they're just sweeping to hold the line here. Let's try and hit this one on the nose. Beautifully done.
Yeah, so a score of 2, and it's now Norway leading Russia after 2 ends. Norway 2, Russia 1.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018, your curling oasis awaits.
So third end, and it is Norway with the first stone. They now lead 2-1, and you've got to say, Team Norway have really been in control so far, don't you think, Sorona?
Yeah, absolutely. They set up the second end very well there to get their 2, and their stone placement has been great for the first 2 ends of a championship. You know, they've really got the feel of the ice. But Russia have played a lot of good stones as well and really got out of a bit of trouble at that last end. So I think the rest of the game will be very interesting.
Есть сюда. Хороший.
Yeah, so Russia once again come around the centre guard perfectly.
Yep, so it's always a bit of a game of cat and mouse with the leads. Getting round with dead draw weight, so Norway will be wanting just to freeze on top of this. They don't want to move it. A wee bounce off has just put that out into the open, but it's whether Russia decide to move that or whether just to draw another one.
Не хочу бить, может привезем сюда? Можно вот так вести. Что фриз на красный?
Фриз, да, на красный. Так сразу пробьют они короткий ран.
So Russia looking here just to draw another one in on top of the Norwegian stone. With the free guard zone, you can't hit for the first 4 stones, so it gets into quite a drawing game with the leads. It's a battle of who gets draw weight the best to set up the end. So now Norway are thinking, there's 2 opposition stones in the house. We could do with moving one of them. So good communication there with the Norwegian skip and the rest of his team about the weight they were going to play for that the shot. So they've decided on a hack weight. Clockwise rotation to come down and just tap the yellow Russian stone back.
Litt løs. Hack, 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 hack.
So this one's really curling. Sweepers are trying to hold it past the guard. So he has to get a very good result there by splitting both reds into the house. So he didn't get the desired shot, but he got his second option.
Наш хорошо стоит в центре, зачем трогать?
Это рано. Ну потому что надо еще...
Какой вес ты хочешь?
Вот сюда сделать. Можно просто сюда привезти.
Можно, да.
Здесь единственное, только Тём мы привезем, он роллом будет отыгрываться на наш.
Дабла не будет?
Если вот сюда, то нет. А, будет. А вот
тогда сюда?
А не хочешь под красный?
So Russia now having quite a confab about what the correct option is here. They have last stone at this end, Russia, so they want to try and split their stones across the house to build up 2 or more.
Добавил. 67. Норма вес, Тип. Линия отличная. Филайн.
Линия супер.
Тип линия. Тип плюс, есть.
So Russia just really ignoring the stones that are built up in the centre, and they're drawing out to the wing to try and get a second counter in. Trying to draw around behind this Norwegian stone, but just came up a wee bit short.
За камни больше валят, да?
Ну, там вот так вот, на пол камня.
Litt mer. Fikk ganske bra cut der, det gjorde du på pilen din også.
So Norway will play the same shot they did the last time. Christopher Svea will try and play a hack weight tap back.
Bare vant! Bare vant!
Ja, her! Her nå, vær! Hard! Hardere!
It's a lovely shot, so he's just tapped the yellow shot back. So Norway now lie 2. And we'll just see that again. Nicely played weight, nice wee hack weight. And Norway lie 2.
Контроль. Борт. Форма вес.
О, легче, легче, легче.
Хороший вес. Поднять.
Поднять.
Какой борт плюс даже? Контроль.
So Russia just trying to follow the Norwegian stone. And they roll over to the wing.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at the Scotland-Italy game. Scotland already sitting 1. Skip Kyle Smith. Just really needing to hit the 8 foot to score 2. Scotland looking to really perform well here because they are the team representing Great Britain at the Olympics. Really important they got off to a good start, and that's exactly what they've done. Scored a big 2, and they lead after 2 ends.
So Norway just played a lovely wee hit and roll there off the Russian stone, so they're lying 2. So Russia need to make sure when they've got last stone here that they actually get the opportunity to try and score. So they're going to raise their own here onto the 2 Norwegian stones.
Есть вес! Слабый!
Давай, свип!
Вес хороший, слабый!
Very close to making a really nice shot.
Yeah, he was unlucky there. It just curled a fraction too much. But he did remove 1 and he's left 2 yellows in the house, so it's...
Min vant curla bra der, altså. Hun tok skikkelig bra curl. Og jeg var ikke inne. Jeg var ikke tatt.
Still communicating as he's even pushing out the hack with his skip.
Wow, litt opp! Wow! Vekk, Håvard! Wow! Svart! Svart! Wow, det holder!
Yeah, so things looking rather difficult for Team Russia in this third end.
Yeah, he's looking at 2 different options here. Does he come round to the shot at the back of the button and play on that, or does he try and lift the double on the 2 reds?
Тоже 0, да? Слабый.
Давай, борт! Даже контрол!
The only problem here, Kenny, if he goes for the double with too big a weight, he could roll out the house. So he's got to make sure his shooter stays around here to put pressure on Norway.
Свип!
Есть! Контрол плюс даже! Побольше веса, слабый!
Поднять!
A lot of rotation again on this stone going down the ice.
It's looking rather wide.
Слабый take.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, that's an unfortunate miss for Russia when they were looking to try and take the double on the Norwegian stones there, but you can see there's a lot of rotation in this stone. Just passed.
As a result of a lot of rotation, what does that do to the line of the stone runner?
Well, there you can see down this line previously Norway have dropped their weight, and you know they've controlled it because there isn't a huge amount of curl. So there, when Russia played a wee bit more weight and spun it with more rotation, there's not going to be any recovery, so there'll be no curl on that stone. So unfortunately they just played it slightly wide and it would never come back with all that rotation on it. So it certainly gives Norway an opportunity here to really put the pressure on.
litt utenfor midt 12 og litt
Hvis det
til.
ligger full 8 her, så dobler han sånn, så ligger han 2-3. Det er ikke bra.
Ja, jeg vet det, men jeg synes det er liksom lege nå. Vi er lege nå for å presse litt. Altså.
Ok, hvor vil
Litt
du?
videre.
Just great to hear all the communication between this Norwegian team. They really keep the communication up for every single shot. They know exactly what they're doing.
Jeg tror det er i nærheten, da. Jeg tror ikke det er så mye tregere. Nei, jeg tror heller ikke så mye også.
Hvis du trenger over, så er det mulig at du kan gå. Så da får du får køl, du også.
Det er bitte litt løs penn.
Skip Stones on third end.
Litt vide. Vi er vide.
Bare hold
Linja er bra nå.
4-5.
Linja er bra. Her er også bra.
This one's beginning to move a little now. That's why the sweepers are on this.
Hard på linje. Hard på linje.
They're working it hard. It's curling across. They want to get past this top yellow.
Helt inn. Jeg hadde ikke klart å holde
Yeah,
linja
that
lenger.
drew a long way at the end. So just maybe a fraction further than Norway had wanted it to finish, but they had to sweep it to get it past the top yellow. So it's quite a big target now for Russia. They could actually remove all three of these stones if they hit it correctly.
Трипл на +2.
Ну, трипл, да, на +2.
У нас же это лучше начали дома стоять?
Да, лучше. Какой вес? Сильный? Средний. Сильный? Думаешь, средний? Да. Мне кажется, тут чуть-чуть надо от лба-то сильным попасть.
Ну, мне нравится, потому что, Жень, если, слышь,
Ну да.
если перевал или не давал сделать желтого, то 2 камня в доме чужих. И еще это. И они еще не привезут сюда сами. Тогда будет вообще
Yes, so what they're looking to do here? Are they trying to drive the red back onto the 2 and the button?
Yeah, I think the way that the Norwegian stones are sitting, all three of these could go if he hits this correctly. So he was looking there at the angles where exactly he needs to hit this top stone. Because he could, if he hits it correctly, he could lie 2.
Давай.
Sweeping this one hard. Oh, just over curled. So leaves 2 Norwegian stones lying round the button.
Это правда такой вес, да? Это 60.
To spann, da.
Jeg vil slå her og rulle inn, men det er liksom, det er guffent det også, da.
Det er ikke guffent der.
Hæ?
Because Norway's thought here will be that that shot's still there for Russia, that they could raise their yellow to remove the 2 reds.
Du spiller sånn opp i eller sånn.
So they're looking, should they remove this first?
Hæ? Ja, men hvis du skjapper, akkurat skjapperdager, så har du samme slag på 2, da. Ja, du skal spille på den, da. Nei.
Ja, vi kan godt spille på den. Spille på
Is
innsida.
it too risky a call to play the out-turn draw?
Yeah, I think
Sats på at det køler, da.
if Norway can hit this exactly where they just indicated, to hit this really on the nose or just slightly inside,
Da kan han doble, da.
they can lie 3 and really put the pressure onto Russia.
Proside er innsida, Torger. Pil. Sats på at det køler litt.
Ok.
Treffer du tjuka på innsida, så dør du på senteret. Det viktigste er å force seg.
Nei, ta faen, du må jo...
Det køler.
Ja, du bare sett den med cleant der.
Ja. Gå ut fra Torger sin i første omgang, køla litt, ikke sant? Men så vil det gå bitte litt rettere enn det, tror jeg. På en pil nå.
Norwegian skip still communicating with these sweepers the whole way down the ice, exactly where he wants this to
Der
be.
hårer jeg de bakover.
Jeg tror du kunne turt å ta bitte litt mindre, egentlig. Og så heller gå.
Bitte litt mindre, så går vi!
Heller det.
Ok.
Jeg tror ikke du har noen fare for å treffe noen andre først der nå, men det er ingenting.
So this is the same track that his second player played down with just a hack weight. Thomas is just playing a wee bit heavier than that. We're working this one. He's nearly pushed that top. I don't know who will be lying there out of those ones, but
possibly line 4.
3 and a measure for 4, I would say, just now, but not far away at all. If he'd just nudged that yellow a fraction more, he would have lain 4. But certainly he lies 3. Certainly asking the question of the Russian skip now. It's not easy to remove all these reds. He's likely to leave one about.
Just a hair to the right-hand side as we look at the overhead. But looking to catch that red. Final stone at the third end. And what can Alexei Timofeyev do? Swooping this one early. Must be very close. And is going to leave 1 red. Just caught it slightly the wrong side.
Yep, but still a good result to remove 2.
So steal of 1 for Norway. They now lead 3-1 after 3.
Bra fart.
Linja til
6-7. Hva i så fall?
7 må la den gå litt.
Nei, utspill der, vær med.
Ja, det går bra.
Torgeir nærmest.
Vi er lange.
Ligger bra. Sva, skal opp til senter.
Jeg tror ikke jeg
Kører mye nå.
Do you think we'll see a change of tactic from Team Norway now? They have a 2-shot lead.
Yeah, so I think now they've got that lead, they won't be trying to put the guards up. They'll want to play in the house. So you'll see it change now. Norway will come into the house and Russia will try to put up corner guards to build up an end.
5-й, 6-й. 6-й. Легче.
Сами, линия отлично.
6-й.
Супер линия. Вес делай.
Вес супер. 5-й. Свифт.
Делай по 6-й поближе. Давай.
5-й.
Можно.
Просто легко.
And what is the thinking of if you have last stone, throwing up a corner guard, Rona?
So by putting up the corner guard, it keeps the centre open in case the skip needs to draw to get out of trouble. The centre's open. But also the corner guard, you can try and build up a 2 or more by coming round the corner. So Norway will try and second guess them, and they'll put up. Theirs is just over curled slightly, so
as we take a look over on sheet E, and Switzerland already leading the Netherlands 2-1. And it's Benoit Schwartz with the final rock, looking to draw for a second shot. Just needing a piece of the 8-foot. This one looks very, very good. And they will score another 2. And they'll lead 4-1 after 3 ends.
So Russia just coming round here to try and tap the Norwegian stone back. Hung wide a wee bit at the end, but Even there, Kenny, they were looking just even tap it back tee to give them something to freeze onto later on in the end. They just want to try and build up that end behind a corner guard. So Norway hit that one on the nose, lie 2.
Yeah, you just feel that the momentum is with Norway at the moment. Russia just struggling to cling on to the momentum of this experienced Norwegian side.
Ноль! Свип! Больше веса! Ноль! Женя!
So Russia just looking to either move the 2 reds or get a wee hit and roll in behind cover for a second counter, but just hit it on the nose as well. So you'll see Norway now just remove this.
Litt mykere, sekundløsere! Ligger bra, wow!
Well, we nearly seen a fall there from Torgen Ergaard. Just didn't have his pad down on the ice. It's good to see that they can joke about that one.
Always a sweeper's worst nightmare to fall and then their brush hit the stone and it has to come off. So they've just replaced that and lie 2 again. There doesn't seem to be a big curl at the end on that piece of ice there, Kenny, and it's catching them out a wee bit.
Yeah, it is, but what that shot has done is moved things onto the centre line. So, do Norway go aggressive, or do they just play it safe and hit the open one? And that's exactly what they're going to do.
They could put up a centre guard and say, okay, we're line 1 guarded. How are you going to get the shot? But no, they're playing the scoreboard. They're 2 up. They don't need to do anything too courageous right now. I'm just looking to see if that one's in the rings or not.
Board.
So it looks as though it's just out of play. So it gives Russia the opportunity here to remove the Norwegian stone and come in behind the corner guards.
Control!
Мне тоже просто дрон не нравится.
Мне нравится больше бор, конечно, чем контрол. От 15.
Есть контрол. Контрol.
Легче. Поднять.
Control.
There's a lot of weight thrown at this one. I'd have thought they'd maybe have dropped the weight ever so slightly, trying to get a curl, to get it to move in behind the guard.
Yeah, because they had quite a discussion there about what weight to play, and then they decided on control. So just never finished to give them the cover though.
What you did see was Thomas Olsrud tapping his foot just to indicate the weight, which is universally known as hack weight.
Yep, so that's a wee bit less weight than the Russians threw. And you can see that this one is curling.
Well, the effort that was put in by the 2 supers there was pretty good to hold that one straight.
Very good. But you can see with the hack weight how it is more controllable with the sweeping. And they got the lovely roll behind the cover, which is exactly what Russia was looking for. So now Russia will need to draw around here and try and get the finish and lie short. So third player for Russia. You can see there the time clock. That's indicating the split time from hog to hog. So 13.8 is quite fast ice. So that just gives the indication of the speed. You see the sweepers have got stopwatches and they measure the weight of the draws to give an indication of what speed the ice is running at. So that was a good weight, well played shot from Russia. So that forces Norway into playing a dead draw here.
13.57 hadde jeg på han urørt akkurat bak T-line. Jeg driter om vi får shot, altså, men altså egentlig bare fryse der, så egentlig bare T-line. Det er isen han hadde. Jeg tror for mindre finish, tror jeg.
Har du ikke fått køller opp?
Ja, det gjør du.
De rørte den ikke da. Nei. Så jeg tror vi skal gå ut fra at vi skal holde litt i gang. Da tror jeg må ha håret mindre.
Ja, men han setter den gjerne. Okay. Han setter den mer, han har 5 rott og aggressivt slipp. Altså. Okay. Jeg tror det.
Hvis farten er riktig, så kan det ikke være for mye.
Nei. Så egentlig som vi dro når vi dro inn i sted her.
So lots and lots of communication before this stone is played.
Vi kan holde litt i gangen.
Linja er bra!
Ja. T-line smeller!
Linja er bra! Litt vid, faktisk.
Responsible to get it to the right place.
Wow, vi ser 7!
Svala i så fall! Vi vet hvor vi skal!
Ja,
Det er bra!
Linja er der nå.
Strøke linje!
Linja er der nå. Tåler ikke bounce.
Starting to draw now, so it's up to the sweepers to make sure
Nå tåler vi litt bounce. Aldri slipp.
Oh, and they've just left it short.
Det er akkurat det farten melder opp.
Ja, jeg vet det, men jeg tror nesten at
det er ikke en bremse, bare køller.
A bit of Mera from
Because
Team
they could
Norway.
have afforded to be right up to it.
Yeah.
You know, an ounce heavy wouldn't have been a bad shot.
They're quite late to come onto it. Even at the top of the house here, they thought that one was going to come right down onto the face of it.
Yeah, to be fair, the sweepers seemed happy with it. It just seemed to die very quickly.
Если я сейчас закрою, то он закрывает мне линию, да?
У него, по-моему, кусает только полками.
They didn't want to jump on it too early, so once it started drawing, the sweepers did seem happy.
Не знаю, не видно, короче. Вроде наш лучше, наверное.
Он тогда будет толкать просто.
But it certainly gives Russia something to think about, because they want to try and score 2 here to level the game.
Смотря как камень стоит. Если наш хуже, надо тогда толкать. Раз он везет с фристайл начала.
So if Norway can force Russia to only to take one at this end, they would be happy with that result. Whereas Russia really want to score 2.
У него лучше же будет. Надо, если вести, то вот сюда, мне кажется. Ну, вот под сложный фриз очень.
Возможно. Он может, в принципе, вот так сделать.
Да. А если сюда, то тут дабл, да?
Ну, если не...
Полностью 4 ставить, смотри.
Дабл мне вообще не надо сейчас. Что, сюда?
А, у нас еще и хуже, что ли?
А чем ближе?
Наш
лучше.
Ну там ничего не сделать пока.
Что делать? Начало дома?
8 полностью.
So Norwegians get laughing at something there.
Чуть побольше.
Чтобы он свой не натолкал.
So he can't be too bothered that his sweepers left that just an inch short.
У Тёмы было вот 55-60, короче.
65.
Сколько у Тёмы было?
Садится, ну плохо едет, садится в конце очень сильно.
Активировал, да?
So Alexei Timofev.
Шестой!
Линия
this
чуть
first
больше
stone.
пока.
Шестой
Не
начало!
in this fourth end.
Давайте шестой. Артур первый.
Полкамня.
Just looking to freeze on top of that red.
Да,
Yeah, just want to try and half check it, or even stop short of it to block the opportunity for Norway to tap up.
He's played it well.
He has. The thing is, Norway only need to move that stone 2 inches. But also as well, Norway could come in and just be slightly short. It's a very difficult shot then for Russia to take 2. So Russia would like to score 2 here when they're 3-1 down.
Her er helt greit.
Enda mer. Kort og kø må...
Tror ikke det, Thomas.
Tror jeg du må gå ut fra når du spilte litt videre
So
spor.
the Norwegian team now renowned for their fancy pants and their colourful trousers that they turn up in for championships.
Jeg tror du skal spille som du spilte hit. Dette sporet. Da var det lille mer.
Ja, lille mer, ja. Ja. Bak 10 er også dumt, da. Jeg prøver å gi dere bitte litt mer.
So same pre-shot routine every time in the hack for Thomas Ulsrud.
Skal være redd for å holde den litt varm.
Bra linje.
6.
Ja. Linja er bra til 6.
Kun fart.
Vi er vide.
Vi er definitivt vide.
Definitivt
They
vide.
seem quite happy with the line here, but it's the weight's just holding it.
So very poor shot from Thomas Olsrud. If anything, he should have been on the light side to make it difficult.
Yeah, he was definitely wanting in there for 1. He was wanting to lie short and just became a wee bit greedy maybe.
Yeah, so he is sitting short. But he just needs to come down and nudge that one ever so slightly. If he just rests up against it, he'd only score the single, so just needs to play a little bit of weight.
Backline! Backline! Back plus!
Line
Back
looking
plus!
pretty good at the moment.
Back plus!
And is this one going to sit for second shot? I don't think it is. I think it's only going to be the single point. Are they going to measure these? And Alexa Timofeev happy that it is only the one. So Norway still lead. It's Norway 3, Russia 2.
Marginalen vår er at vi gjør det på slutten, da. Ikke sant? Så det må vi...
Men jeg tror nesten det gleder jeg over.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first-ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018. Your curling oasis awaits.
Fifth end of the opening game of the 2017 European Curling Championships in the Ice Centrum here in St. Gallen, Switzerland. It is Norway leading Russia 3-2. Russia having the opportunity to level the game. Just missed out with their final stone.
So Russia have put up the cover with the centre guard, and Norway draw nicely behind.
Freeze.
Хорошая линия.
Начало дома есть, фриз.
Линия широко. О, много линий, очень много
Вес
линий.
сам пока.
Вес норма.
Много линий.
Хорош, не надо, можно вес.
Сделай вес. Сделай вес. Норма линия будет. Сделай вес.
They're sweeping this one very hard to try and get it right up to freezing top of the Norwegian stone. Yep, well swept, well played.
Make a call, Paul.
Yeah, that's something we've seen quite a big development over the last sort of 5 to 10 years. Is the sweeping element of the game, isn't it, Rona?
It is. There's a lot of research going into the type of pads that can be used on brushes to help, I suppose, with the direction of the stone, which, you know, it should be in the skill of playing the shot, and now we've got standardised brushes that have to be used by all nations, which is a good call, that everybody's on the same playing field. And also the sweeping is so important. You know, when we've got good swingy championship ice, the sweeping is so important. It just makes a difference in that couple of millimetres on every shot, that precision shots matter at this level. There's a lot of research going in as well, Kenny, as to two sweepers versus one sweeper, and who's on what side and what benefits the stone most. Are you holding it for line, or are you sweeping for weight to try and make the stone travel further? So there's a lot of research going on over the years.
So we once again take a look at the match between Switzerland and the Netherlands. Van Dorp for the Netherlands with his final rock. And looking to try and close the gap on Team Switzerland, but this one a little high and also a little heavy, drifts through, and it's going to be a steal of one for Switzerland. They extend their lead to 5-1 after 4 ends.
Norway were just looking there to draw around both these stones in the house. Just come up slightly short. It now gives Russia the opportunity to hit and put another counter in the house.
Легко. Лайтборд. Легко. Лайтборд.
Легче, легче.
Легче. Контроль. Лайтборд. Ближе уже к хафу.
This one's beginning to move.
Свип. Свип. Давай.
Just
poor
poor communication, do you think, Rona?
Yeah, I think there was maybe a slight lack of communication about what weight had actually been played. The skip seemed quite happy with it, but he was just caught the top one, because you could actually let it curl more and catch more of that top one so that it stayed in the house. So it was one of these in-between shots that we call it. Neither nor.
Tappe den, ja. Tappe den bak der.
Ja.
Samme! Kommer til å gå på den der, da.
Meter lenger!
Hvis du køller over, så er det bedre å kølle helt over, tror jeg.
Ja.
At du på en måte da gjør du rullen inn istedenfor å...
Slå det her i sted! Krympe litt, gå opp i fart.
Jeg tror nesten enda mer, altså.
Jeg tror ikke det, for dere går jo hele veien. Hvis du plutselig skal gå hele veien, så tror jeg det kan kølle.
So Torben Nergard and Thomas Ulsrud there, the skip in third, just having an in-depth conversation about the best place to position this stone. They want to leave the harder shot for Russia to play. So they've got the option of drawing it round or tapping their own up here.
Gå runt!
Sweeper's working it hard. He's drawing now.
Okay.
Yeah, nice shot. Are sitting two now.
Yeah, and it's behind that centre guard, so it's difficult for Russia to move.
От красного в центр не нравится ролл? Так.
So we now take a look at the game between Scotland and Italy. They are tied at 2 each after 4 rounds. Kyle Smith facing 2 with his last rock. Really needing to play a delicate shot for a single point. They come through a tight port.
Whoa! Whoa!
Kisses off the yellow. And a real nice shot by the skip to keep his team ahead. So after 4, it's Scotland 3, Italy 2.
So the Russian third is just trying to hit that one and roll over, but curled a wee bit more than they thought, so just hit it on the nose. So Norway still lie 2.
Jeg er ikke helt sikker på om du vil spille den, ja.
Nei.
Det ligger jo og blokker litt.
Prøv å flytte litt på det.
Hæ?
Slå rull opp på.
Tappe litt, flytte litt.
Inn her. Ja, hvor vil du? Det er jo jævlig vanskelig å komme
Flytte
her.
litt på låsen, tenkte jeg egentlig.
Ja, jeg tror det.
Her er vanskelig.
Du er nødt til å åpne opp dragninga vår. Du må slå på den som ligger der, da. Og rulle inn. Jeg tror nesten vi er nødt til å åpne opp dragninga vår litt.
Hæ?
Jeg tror vi er nødt til å åpne opp en av dragningene våre.
Ja, men da kommer han til å gjøre dragningen, da. Men det er kanskje...
Ja, men så hvis du klarer å slå rulle hit, da, eller...
Da ligger det å gå for dobbelen, da.
Ja,
Lots of discussions again here, Kenny,
Det som skjer er at du treffer toppen.
about the best place to
Selv om du
put this stone.
treffer syltynt, sitter hun her, setter hun en trippel. Det blir ikke bra.
Need to learn Norwegian.
Men jeg tror hvis du lar den ligge, så har vi ikke noen vei inn, da.
We don't know if they're actually talking about the game or what they're having for tea, but there's a lot of communication, which is great to see.
Nei. Må slå rulle inn.
Ja, men jeg liker ikke at du gjør den og ruller her. Han sitter shot, da.
Nå må vi spille inn den i hvert fall.
I think they've just decided on the nose hit
Vanlig.
with this one.
Vanlig. Inn den og rulle inn. Jeg har ikke noe annet. Er det en dobbelt på de røde der, eller?
Ja, han dobler, så du må rulle og garde de. Jeg liker ikke å garde, for da sperrer vi hele feltet. Så rulle litt. Vi begynner å få veldig dårlig tid.
Det er bedre at vi gjør det riktig.
Jo.
Jeg bare tenker på, hvis han kan kanskje slå rett på rød og doble.
Jeg hører ikke hva du sier, Torgeir.
Da ruller vi foran.
So Torben Nergard, before he plays it, he's now having a confab with the sweepers, but I think they're just confirming the weight that Thomas would like played.
Bare femte! Femte!
Vekk! Sva!
Looking for a roll.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think they were looking for the roll just to cover the edge of that red. Really nice shot from Torgen Ergaard.
Great result. And Norway have done that very well today, playing the very controlled tap-back weights to keep their shooter in play. It now gives Russia a lot to think about.
Где-то сантиметр примерно зазор максимум.
Вообще он не замазан.
Russia don't have last stone at this end, so they want to try and keep Norway to a score of 1. They certainly don't want to lose a big end, so...
А если в лоб все плохо?
В лоб? Да не, более-менее тоже.
Давай, может, получится перевал?
Давай средний.
Ошибка в касании горда?
Да.
Yeah, so Artem Shmakov
Больше веса.
has struggled a little bit with his takeouts. Again, just caught that one a little bit on the thin side, a little bit too much rotation maybe.
Yep, so it kind of played into Norway's hands a bit. So if Norway remove this, they then lie 4. And when they've got last stone at this end, that's a big boost for Norway.
A real nice shot, yeah. So we take a look at the game between Sweden and Austria. And Sebastian Wunderer for Austria has a chance to take the lead in the game. Sweden leading 4-2, but this is a nose hit for 3. And he's made it. And a big 3 and the lead as they go into the break. So possibly an upset on the cards. It's Austria 5, Sweden 4.
Вес какой?
Понятно. Чуть поменьше.
So Russia here just a bit of damage limitation. They're lying 4 against. So they're looking to try and remove 2 of the Norwegian counters. Oh, and spun back out the house.
Yeah, so did remove 2 reds. But you've got to feel that Norway are probably going to score multiple points.
Halvåpen, men det er best, tror jeg.
Jeg hadde den i sted, var jo ikke nær med å køle opp, da, men...
Nei, men jeg vil ikke... Poenget er... Drar vi ned på bite 4, så kan fryse det vekk. Bite 8, men samtidig ikke være for...
So Norway will just try and draw around this centre guard here.
Ja, det er det jeg mener da, ikke sant? Du får ikke i posesekk, da, men prøve ideelt sett biter, eller bite 8, ikke sant? Bite 8, hvis ikke full 8, så kan den fryse det vekk. Nei. Samme fart som i sted. Uro, eller slå litt.
Sånn den første linjen sa er bra.
So same pre-shot routine every single time for Thomas Ulsrud in the hack. Before he plays any shot.
4!
Da må vi gå.
Ja, vi må være inn, ja.
The sweepers are on it early though.
5 er bra.
4!
4, 5 er bra.
Ikke guard. Aldri av.
Vi må inn,
Aldri av på den her.
Vi må inn, gutter.
Aldri av, gutter, på den her. Aldri av.
Working this really hard.
Hit. Bare hit.
Jævlig bra Kolstad.
Perfect. So lies 3 nicely.
Hvis han fryser her, så må vi bare dra 2 her. Da får vi 2. Da kan vi dra for 2.
Yeah, so if you're Russia, what do you do now, Runa?
Try to lie shots somewhere in there. Yeah, I mean, the brave call is to draw right round the whole lot. That shot that Thomas Ulsrud just played, to draw around that, even to the back of the forefoot, and lie shot. He has to put the pressure onto Norway to make their last stone. He's looking at raising his own yellow.
Мне кажется, лучше странно. Если здесь, не дай бог, перевал сильный, то 4
Либо мы, если повезем, то мы закончим игру.
Yep. He's looking at that to draw right round to the back of the 4.
В принципе, камень вот так стоит, на 8 футах.
It's so crucial though to play that shot to get the weight and line right, because he's got to be completely buried.
Фриз на -2, да?
Да.
Yeah, I'm not sure the coach's bench will be too happy with the way things have panned out in this first 5 ends.
Бить сложно, да?
Yeah, it's certainly shown probably the difference in the experience of the two teams, that Norway just have had their stone placement perfect from the word go and put the pressure onto Russia. Yep, so I think he's decided to go for that, to draw right round to the back of the 4 foot. So the key here for Russia, they want to lie short, but it's got to be buried behind that shot so that Norway just can't remove it easily. If they come right round, lie short here, it forces Russia to maybe draw for 1, for Norway to draw for 1. So
Тём, в принципе, фриз то же самое, что и дрой раунд.
Почему?
Потому что если я здесь не делаю, то то же самое будет. Но если я не делаю, то все.
Ну да.
Но так у нас на -2, а так на +1 можно.
Вот можно хотя бы в касание сыграть. Что сюда загад? Что делать?
So they're still not 100% there. They're still deciding while the skip's in the hack.
65. 65, да?
The best option.
Даже может 7 ближе.
So Russia's last stone of the end. They really need to be in here, lying short and buried.
Начало дома, фриз. Легко, легко, легко.
Линия пока больше.
Лайн, контакт, контакт, много
Точно?
веса.
Флип,
Контакт,
за
давай
него,
за
за него,
него.
Флип!
Yeah, needs to
Да-да-да-да-да,
get around the high red.
4 за, 4-6.
She's going to do well, passing the red by quite some distance.
Нельзя, нельзя, Тём.
Is this one too heavy? Second shot,
Руки много, да?
and I don't think Thomas Olsrud will need much invitation to go after that one.
But even here, you know, Norway are up. You know, they're 1 up playing this end, so if they can just even draw for 2 here, they go into the half-time break 3 up. Because the thing is, Norway could be greedy and go for the tap back here, but if they play a bit of running, it may not catch the draw, and then he only scores 1. But he doesn't need to move that yellow stone by much to be able to count 4.
Yeah, just needs to push it 2 or 3 inches and hang the shooting stone around. So final stone in this 5th end. Thomas Olsrud playing the delicate tap back. They're going for line to get it past the top one. Have they done enough? I think they have. Oh, this one looks really nice. Great shot. And that's a big score of 4. It puts clear daylight between them and Russia. So as the teams head into the break, it is Norway 7, Russia 2. So second end of this feature game between Norway and Russia in the opening game of the European Championships. Thomas Olsrud just looking for the nose hit to take the lead. That's exactly what he's done. So leading Russia 2-1. Third end, Alexei Timofev trying the triple takeout with his final stone. This one just over curling, and a steal of one for Norway and a 3-1 lead. Fourth end, Norway sitting one, and Alexei Timofev just has a simple tap back for two.
Backline.
A little bit too much rotation on this one. It just held its line, and they would only pick up the single, and they trailed Norway 3-2. But after 5, it's Norway 7, Russia 2. Scotland versus Italy. And they are in the fifth end. Amos Mosiner, fourth player for Italy, looking to try and level the game. Looks like Scotland already sitting two. How's this one? The line's looking really high. Straightforward draw to the house. Catches the red guard, and still have two for Scotland, and they now lead 5-2. Elsewhere though, Sweden trail Austria by 5 shots to 4. Germany leading Slovakia 3-1, and the host nation Switzerland leading the Netherlands 6-1.
Har du noen bananer eller noe sånt? Jeg kan bare nødt til å
tenke meg å ha det her.
Jeg kjenner den lille var faktisk
Selv om Mona ikke vil gi oss Voltaren.
So there we see the stats of this opening game. It is Norway leading 7-2. And the big difference really is in the heading percentages. Norway at 88% and Russia down at 62. Only one stolen point so far, but a big score of 4 in the fifth end, the real difference between the sides.
Ja. Sats på at det er så mye stall.
So, bring you coverage from the Gruyère AOP European Curling Championships 2017. This is the A division. It's the game between Norway and Russia. Norway leading 7-2. I am Kenny Edwards, and I'm joined by 2002 Olympic champion Rona Howe. So Rona, obviously it's Team Norway that'll be the happier of the sides after the first 5 ends, but how did Russia go about getting back into this game and build some confidence?
Yeah, I think Russia just needs, you know, they've got last stone now at this end, and they need to try and build a couple and get more stones in play to put the pressure on Norway. Norway have been very good at scoring when they've got last stone, and Russia just need to keep keep trying to put the pressure onto Norway and give them some confidence. You know, they've got a lot more games to go this week, so they just need to keep putting up the guards and trying to get in behind.
5! Ja, jeg tror nesten veldig lenger enn 6, kanskje.
Så fin ut på lyset.
Nei, 6, 5. Nei, vi er ikke så langt. Bare 4. Bare 4. Stopper nå. Bremser nå.
Holder.
So Norway lying top of the forefoot. They just want the second one in to the front ring. They're not looking for cover. They've got enough shots on the board. They just want all the stones in the house. So you can see there the Russian lead had a great game. He's played 89%. So he's really done what his skips asked him to do. So sweepers working this hard. They want to try and level up the 2 yellow guards so it doesn't leave a double PO for Norway. But straight away you can see Norway moving out to clear the guards. They don't want cover to cause them problems, so they'll just try and clear this off.
Yep.
Hva synes du åpner opp for dragningen der også, da?
Hæ?
Du åpner opp for den dragningen nå, da.
Ja, hvis han gjør den andre veien, bakkant, ikke sant?
Ja.
Da har vi ingenting, da.
So Norway peeled that guard, and Russian second player now is just looking to replace that corner guard.
Undersida med 35%.
So Norway just moving to the other side to clear the other corner guard. It's a higher guard, so he thinks that could be more dangerous, and he may manage to go over. Sweeping hard to try and lift a double. So removes the 2 Russian guards in play and tried to move his own into the house, but just unluckily left a guard. See again, he was so close.
Yeah, I've seen over the years Team Norway so good when they're ahead to tidy things up.
And it can be quite demoralising playing against them when, you know, you plug away but they just don't make mistakes. So Russia just trying to come around and tap the Norwegian stone back just to try and build some momentum in the house. So it's a pretty good result. So Norway will just ignore the stones that are in the house. Torger Nergaard's had a great game, 88%. So just trying to clear off the guard and raise into the yellow in the house. Perfect result. And rolled their 3rd shooter in the house.
Yeah, things all going in Norway's favour now.
They've got such a wealth of experience behind them all, you know, and they know exactly where they want to hit the stones, they know exactly where they want them placed. Russia just trying to draw behind this red guard here. But it's just too heavy. And goes through the back. So Norway line 3. And you might think, he's removing his own stone here. But stones in play are an enemy to Norway at the moment, so people watching might think, why on earth would you take your own stone out? So does that perfectly.
So we're going to head over to sheet E, and it's Jaap van Dorp trailing Team Switzerland. And looks like they're having to draw for the single point here in the 6th end. And this one looking pretty nice for weight. Sweepers having to go hard on it. Oh, this one's beginning to pull up. Have they done enough? I don't think they have. And another steal for Team Switzerland, and they now lead 7-1. It's going to be very, very hard for the Netherlands to get back into that one.
So Russia just tried to play a dead freeze there in the Norwegian stone. They've got no guards to provide cover for them, so they tried to play a freeze. Just came up slightly short, but they're trying to force an error out of Norway at the moment. So 88% for Thomas Ulsrud as well as skip, so all having a great game today in their first game of the championships. Just looking to split the yellow out, and does that with ease. Whew. Relief on Thomas's face.
На низ, да? На низ.
Что, 60?
Да, ну в районе, да.
Alexei Timofeev, 70%.
Контактный большой.
Through 5 ends.
Бэклайн вес. Бэклайн, бэк плюс. Бэк плюс.
You would expect skips to be playing probably mid 80%.
Backline.
And I don't think he's going to improve his stats with this shot. Just doesn't quite make the freeze, leaves it in the open. Thomas Ulsrud will just blast this one away.
5-3.
Nesa best, spiller vanlig.
Norway quite happy here just to force Russia to try and draw for one at the end of the end, so he won't care here if his shooter goes or stays, but just get rid of it.
Opp. Ja. Ja. Og. Ja, ja. Ja. Ja.
Perfect. Lie 3. So a simple, straightforward draw for the Russian skip now against 3. Oh. Down doing some exercises. That's not a good sign.
Certainly not a good sign, especially at championships like this. But they do have a couple of options on the bench.
Hey, you don't want to have your skip injured in the first game. It's a long week without your skip. So Russia just nursing this one in nicely for one. Yeah, well played.
Yeah, so a single point for Russia. They now trail Norway 7 points to 3.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018. Your curling oasis awaits.
So 7th end, and it's Russia who are playing the first stone, and drop that one just over the hog line. And Norway just elected to draw one round into the top of the forefoot.
Når den ligger så fint at vi kanskje skal prøve en ny deling på neste.
Jeg tror det. Følg med Håvard da, hva han vil.
Хорошая линия. Норма линия. Тёма первый, мол. Много линий, очень много.
Шестой есть. Шестой начало даже, не надо, не надо.
Да нет начала.
Да поднять. Сам до конца.
So while these teams play out their 7th end, we'll head over to the game between Sweden and Austria. Nicholas Sedin really having a bit of a struggle against the young Austrians, needing to draw the 1 foot for a single point. Super's just keeping this one clean. Sebastian Wunderer playing a perfect freeze with his last stone onto the red. And Super's do enough. Sweden pick up the single and tie the game after 6.
So back to this game, the Norwegians had 2 stones facing them in the free guard zone, so they're not allowed to hit them out. So Peterson had to play what we call the tick shot. They can move it about in the head, but they can't remove it from play. So he played that beautifully. Split it into the house, so Russia just looking to put up another guard.
Я даже не смог отпустить, я видел, сразу.
Which they've done, so Norway are now able to hit the guard out of play as it's the second player.
Yeah, looking to try and drive this guard back onto the one in the house. How close are they?
Very.
Very close. Great shot from Christopher.
Just precision curling, isn't it? You know, they play the tick shots, they peel the guards exactly where they want to hit them.
Yeah, they've done it so often over the years.
So Russia Still looking to put up another guard. They're just looking for that glimmer of hope that Norway will make an error and they can capitalise on it. Just want this over the hog line. Yep, good shot.
Добавил, не переживайте.
Просто 4-20. Yep. Ner. Ligger bra. Ligger bra. Slapp av. Jävligt clean innan pils.
Yeah, off for the guard. Keeping things nice and simple. Don't think either side will be too tight on their time clocks.
Yeah, the players get 30, well the teams get 38 minutes each of thinking time, and it's up to them how they split that over the 10 ends of the game. But you'll usually find teams want to save as much time for their 8th, 9th and 10th ends of the game when they've got more shots to think about and more important decisions to make. So Russia were just unlucky there that rolled off, so it gives Norway the chance to just tap this through.
Just does enough.
But lie 3. And Russia are conscious here that, you know, Norway have got last stone. So another big end here for Norway could just kill off the game. So Russia need to be careful as well that they don't lose a big end.
Есть такой 6 за максимум, да?
Да, давай сюда. Нам все равно что-то надо делать.
Что, завозим доклад?
Нет, Дэв делает.
Yeah, there you see the time clocks. Plenty of time for both sides.
Хотя то же самое, что и выбьем его. Это то же самое.
Looking at the scoreboard and the end they're in, do you think Russia are probably going to go for broke here in this 7th end?
Yeah, I think they have to. You know, they've still got that centre guard up that they put there for a reason, so they're trying to get one in behind it, but the way that Norway have placed their stones, it's very difficult for Russia to get a good shot in here. They want this one just to curl a wee bit more and come in behind that centre guard. Oh.
Well, that one just, I think, overcurled, possibly.
Sweeper seems quite happy with the weight, and it just seemed to die quite quickly, so it gives Norway the opportunity to really close the door on the draw on both hands here. If they nose this, then certainly putting the pressure onto Russia.
This one looks very tight for line.
An uncharacteristic mistake there from Norwegian third. But again, it's aired on the right side that he's taken the cover off, which is a benefit to Russia to leave that cover there. So I don't think it's too disastrous a result for Norway. They've got last stone.
То ему нет угла, кстати.
Если ты вот так поставишь?
Да.
А потом что?
Потом бить.
Ладно, давай сюда. Только время, да? Очень мало времени.
делаем?
Просто в нос фриз, да?
Фриз, перевал небольшой.
Перевал.
70.
Да.
So the Russians have had a confab here as to the best place to put this stone.
Есть фриз, фристеп. Свип.
Линия норма.
I wanted to freeze on top of this Norwegian red in the centre of the house.
Да, линию очень надо. Начало. Стив, хотя бы фриз на это сделайте.
Начало.
Давай. О, оставь. Стой.
Doesn't have the weight to do that though.
Interestingly, as the games went on, I think we've seen more curl on the ice. It's obviously the opening draw of the championships. Teams and players just getting used to the ice conditions.
And the ice will just take a wee while to settle down. You know, it's new ice that's been laid for these championships, so it just takes time for it to embed in and the swing and the curl to truly come out. So Norway just looking here to hit this one and lie three.
Ja! Helt inn! Hardt! Hardt! Hard!
Sweeping this one hard to hold it.
Hard! Okay.
Yeah, I would have liked to have held that one on the nose.
9-1. Er køll der òg, Thomas? Er køll.
Есть ли нам смысл переводить? Нам нужно крайс. Хочет бить, да? Да, хотя если мы тэп даже в нос
So I
сделаем,
don't know,
небольшой тэп,
Russia
да?
here look as though they're looking at raising their yellow onto the two reds in the house.
Что, трипл стоит?
Вроде да, может два в дом даже заползти.
It's quite a difficult shot to play for the Russian skip. I thought he might just have come into the one in the house and tapped it back, or he doesn't have last stone here.
Yeah, he certainly sent that one back onto the centre line.
And he's just going to hit his own out of play and leave Norway another chance of 4.
Yeah, big mistake from the skip there. Just come out and threw that one a little bit high for line. Didn't come back. And as we said earlier in the game, this ice is very straight at weight.
Yep, there was no recovery for him on that one, so leaves Norway a chance for 4 now.
So final stone. Thomas Olsrud looking to close this game out.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, score of 4, and there is the handshake in this opening game. 11-3 Norway winners over Team Russia. So very important for Team Norway to get off to a good start, as they still haven't confirmed their place at the Olympics for Norway yet. Need to make the playoffs or finish in the top 7 to still have a chance. And you see Thomas very, very happy with his team's performance. So we are switching to sheet E. Switzerland 7-3 ahead of the Netherlands. Netherlands really struggling in this top division so far. Switzerland just looking to tidy things up and run for home. They've scored enough. This is Peter de Cruz, the skip and second player. Peels the guard off.
Si on a une vraie opportunité de faire double, on le fait, c'est sûr. Mais là, pour l'instant.
So, Jaap van Dorp, the skip for the Netherlands, just holding the broom. For Walter Huygens.
Hij is nog weg. Over en af. Hij is oké nu. Carlo, ietsje? Nee, hou maar. Hij is oké. Prima.
Yeah. So Holland, Netherlands looking to throw some cover up front of the house. Claudio Pats, the 30-year-old third player, peels that long guard out of play.
Nee, nog geen guard.
You see it. Switzerland's already sitting one, so Netherlands not too worried about sitting short at this moment in the end. Just looking to try and construct something.
Si tu prends que une, c'est pas grave. Une. Hein? Que une, ça va, hein?
So once again, just repeating his first. Claudio Pats just peeling the guard, not looking to play the double, not trying to overcomplicate things. So now the Netherlands feel it's time to draw one in behind and look for cover.
Back four is oké. Als je maar gewoon shot bent. En zoveel mogelijk per week. Hij ligt net niet in de 4 volgens mij. Of net wel. Hij ligt bij het 4 of niet? Nee, gewoon vol 4.
Jaap van Dorp, 27-year-old. Just looking for this one, just in behind the tee line. Finds a nice spot on top of the forefoot.
Oké, sick. Je remde hard af.
So a couple of options for Switzerland. Do they drive the yellow guard in, or come down and catch as much of the yellow as they can see and try and spin everything out of the house? So over on sheet B, Sweden versus Austria. And Sebastian Wunderer, skip for the Austrians, looking for a nose hit to take the lead once more, which he does. And they lead 6-5 after 7 ends. So could there be an upset on the cards in this opening draw? Back with the game we're covering, Benoit Schwartz. Fourth player for this side. A little high with this one, and it flew past everything, so big mistake. Generally don't see that from the young skip. Maybe feeling a little bit of pressure playing in front of his home crowd.
Ja, ik denk gewoon zelfs deze, dat je die net zeg maar een halve steen tapt en dan daar ligt. Nee, dat dit gewoon opgeleid ligt naar die en dat hij hem vol stuft daarop, zeg maar. Ja, precies. Nou, dat hoeft niet eens, toch? Ja, ik weet niet. Ideaal gezien wel.
Ja, Van Dorp.
Ik denk nu nog niet.
Probably needs to score more than just a single point, so needs to get another one in there on top of it.
Die rode, maar een halve steen tappen.
That's why he's electing to move something. But what he can't do is leave an easy double.
Kijk, gewoon die lijn. Ja. Ja, precies. En dan stagger opgeleid naar die andere rode laten liggen. Ja, ik denk het wel. Oh.
So sweepers off at the moment, quite happy with the weight. He's left the opportunity there for a double takeout. He was hoping just to spin off and keep half checked on his own yellow.
I'm sure Benoit won't miss everything with this one.
Yeah, I'll try and remove the two yellows. And he would be lying one at the side of the forefoot, so just like that.
Yeah, makes it nice, and it's going to be a single point for Switzerland. They now lead 8-3 after 8 ends.
5 achter. Kan het niet meer doen, hè. Okay.
And yep, as I thought, it's going to be handshakes. That game is over.
Congrats. Good luck. Congrats. Good luck. Congrats. Good luck. Congrats. Good luck.
So a convincing win for the host nation.
Okay, boys.
Thanking their fans. Few Swiss cowbells in today.
Yeah, good start for the Swiss guys. Certainly expect to see them feature in the playoff stages.
Ja, den ser rimlig ut. Den går tight bara.
As we are taking a look at final stone for Nicholas Edin. Trails by 1. Looking to possibly pick up 3. Has he done enough to slip past the top one? Has he done enough? He's certainly got 2. Has he got 3? Oh, I think he has.
Well swept there by Oscar Eriksson. Is it 3? It's very close. Wow, the sweepers held that well.
Yeah, they certainly did. And I think they're possibly going to put a measure on this one. Yep, they are. Certainly scored 2, and he will lead. He certainly wasn't wide with his throw. Sweepers were on it really early.
Yeah, they did hold it well, and at the 8th end, it's such a crucial shot. The difference there, getting past that guard or not, on the scoreline. So, yep, so the umpire is on to see which of these 2 stones is the closest.
Well, strange that the umpire asked the players to step away. The 2 third players are more than entitled to be in there. So there we see it. It's going to turn to around the 2nd little mark on the dial. Here we see it.
Definitely moved more with the yellow.
So it is only a score of 2, but a big score of 2 in the 8th end for Edin.
Yep, he was 1 down going into that end, so it was really important for him to score in that 8th end. So a really key 2.
Never before in the history of the World Men's Curling Championship has the stage been so spectacular and the backdrop so electric. A never-before opportunity to watch the best of the best on ice and soak up everything else you love about Las Vegas, including the first ever 9-day pool party. Reserve your place in history now at LasVegasCurling.rocks. Las Vegas 2018, your curling oasis awaits.
Ninth end of this opening draw here at the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2017 from St. Gallen, Switzerland. And this is Sweden versus Austria, and Austria more than holding their own against the former European and world champions. Just a little bit of debate there.
Somewhere there? Yeah, I think that's it.
So Martin Reichel just nudges the stone there with his heel, unintentionally. So players just moved that one back to where they thought it was.
Yeah, the 2 skips will have a chat where they thought was the exact place, and they'll replace it where it was.
Carlos stanna.
So Sweden putting the pressure on at this ninth end. They'll put up the guards.
De drog några sekunder ändå, fast vi får lägga tillbaka. Så.
Yeah, fully expect Nicholas Edin to be very, very aggressive here in this ninth end. Really will go for the steal.
Yeah, and they'll be trying to suck Austria into playing that kind of game at this end, but they need to stick to their game plan and play their own game.
Yeah, Nicholas Edin very, very good at sucking teams in, especially down 8, 9, 10. Especially in the 10th end, you can be 2 up, and Nicholas Edin, the game's still not over. I've seen him be 2 down and play a fantastic shot with his last to win.
Yeah, they're a very tough, well-experienced team, and you don't want to get sucked into their game plan, just play your own. So Rasmus Rana, he's curled for 14 years, second for the Swedish team. So they've got the 2 guards up and Austria came round. So Sweden just looking to freeze on top of this. They don't want to move it, just sit. Yeah, that's a good shot there. So Austria will try and clear the front of the house and get rid of the guards. So Martin Reichel, he's age 23. Yep, and just does what he needs to do and clear that top guard.
So are they looking for the flat double with this one? They are. What a great shot.
Fantastic shot.
Just completely turned the end right around there. You can see this one coming down. Big weight, catches half stone right across onto the centre line, picks the other yellow out, and sits 2.
Perfect shot there. So Austria need to just keep thinking they need to clear the front. So even if he runs that front guard back into the ones in the house.
Can't afford to do is really hit this one in the nose. And that's exactly what he's done.
He split them up very slightly off the forefoot, but top of the forefoot, but he has left that centre guard.
So Oscar Eriksson, 26-year-old.
Se kortare ut än så. 13-9, bajta T-line. Ni har den.
Yeah, so Sweden just drawing into the forefoot.
Härligt boys.
This is Matthias Genna, third player for Austria. Just catches a little bit too much, but does get down in for second shot.
Klicka in på den, 10-0. Ja, lite mindre. Tar man lite utsida så är den safe, lite insida kan du nudda, men 10-0 är bra.
There you see the time clocks just popping in review. Sweden with only just over 3 minutes. So they won't be hanging around playing their shots.
It's a great result there to lie 3. Because at some stage now, Kenny, Austria, they've got last stone. It's the second last end of the game. Do they go for their 2 to go 3 up? Do they, you know, they can't clear everything out the house, the guard and all 3 stones, so there we go. Sweden 3 minutes 11 left, whereas Austria have got 8 minutes thinking time. So Sweden are rushing through their shots to get them played so they don't run out of time, but Austria have got plenty of time. They don't need to rush. Think carefully about what shot they're going to play.
It does need to catch something though. It does catch one of the reds away, spills the other yellow into the open.
Yep, so Sweden will just hit this one on the nose to lie 3. It's not a nice situation to be in at the end of the game, Kenny, when time's running short.
No, it isn't. You tend to rush the shots and sometimes make the wrong call. So, another game that's closed out. It's a game between Scotland and Italy. Scotland picking up the win.
Well played. Good luck. Well played. Good luck. Well played. Good luck.
So 7-3 win for Team Scotland.
So Austria would quite like to hit this and roll over to put the pressure onto Sweden. If they can roll over behind the cover. So Sebastian's 24 as well. Looking intently, his sweepers are working this really hard. And just hits it on the nose.
So this has been a really good force, a potential force for Team Sweden. So Nicholas Edin.
Rent! Whoa! 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 Jump! Jump!
As he made the hit and roll. Oh, he's possibly rolled a little bit far. Just got that one ever so slightly too thin.
It's still okay though, he lies 3 and he's putting the pressure on for Austria to try and draw for 1 to level the game.
Ja, jag tänkte jag skulle spela lite mindre men ungefär samma.
So very key shot for Sebastian Wunderer. Playing against 3 red Swedish rocks. Needs to be fully 8 foot. And
Sweepers are working this one really hard.
I tell you what, he is way short on this one. He is. Wow. A score of 3 and the handshake, so they don't even make it down the last. I've got to say, the young Austrian threw that one away. Totally controlled the game, but Nicholas Edin getting away with one there. And he wins 10-6 after 9 ends.
Ja, men de lirar jävligt bra. Jag tycker vi lirar ju bra nog för att slå dem här med 9-3.
De stretar emot. De sätter ju alla de här frysningarna, vi får dra för ett. Och...
Ja, absolut.
Det är ju... Ja.
So, only one game left playing in the arena. Alexander Baumann, the German skip, trying to close the game out. Just needing to sit on the button with his final stone. And makes that one perfectly. They pick up the single point, and it'll be a 4-2 victory over Slovakia. So, big win for Team Germany.
Alex, perfect. Good luck, guys. Take care. Thanks for the game. Good game, guys.
So from our feature game, there is the score, 11-3 in favour of Norway. Norway versus Russia, fifth end. Here is Thomas Olsrud with a chance to pick up 4, looking to tap the yellow stone of Russia. At the back of the 12-foot, sneaks past the top red, just enough weight, pushes it through, and a big score of 4 and a 7-2 lead at the break. Sixth end, and Alexei Timofev with his final rock, having to draw against 3 counters for Norway. This one draws right down on the tee line, and they now trailed 7-3. In the 7th end, Norway already setting 3 shots, and skip Thomas Olsrud with a chance to close out the game with a big score of 4 for the second time in the game. And that's exactly what he done. And 11-3, Norway beat Russia in this opening game. So elsewhere, we've seen Sweden 10-6 winners over Austria, Germany 4-2 winners over Slovakia, Scotland 7-3 winners against Italy, and the host nation, Switzerland, 8-3 winners over the Netherlands. So here are the standings. Wins for Germany, Norway, Scotland, Switzerland and Sweden in the opening round.
So, congratulations, Thomas, on your first win of the round robin. How important is it for you this week to get off to a good start?
I think it's always important to start good. This year is a little special for us. We need to finish top 4 to earn the Olympic spot for Norway. Otherwise, it's going to be a playoff. So definitely good to get a good start.
And what was the difference between yourselves and the Russian team today?
We were not missing. No, but I mean, it's always the first game. You know, you want to learn about the ice and the speed and how much it curls and everything. And I think we figured it out before them. That's easy.
Yep, and you as a team have medalled here for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
What motivates you and your team to keep coming back for more?
I mean, it's always, this year is not difficult to find motivation, right? It's Olympics, but as long as you keep on winning medals for Norway, I don't want to quit, you know, then it's still fun. As soon as people start to beat me and I'm not even close to the medals, I will quit.
Okay, well, thank you very much and good luck for the rest of the games.
So that was winning skip Thomas Olsrud here in the opening game of the European Curling Championships. So please join us again from Rona and myself here in St. Gallen, Switzerland. Thanks for listening.